Alright, welcome to a Raid Shadow Legends video from Okinawa, Japan. I'm Oki Life. For Raid Shadow Legends, this is actually my first video. The reason I'm doing it is because I've been playing this game for 2 years. I've been free to play that whole time, and I kind of just wanted to do a video and talk about this game. So I thought for the first video, I'll show you my account, I'll show you the progress I've made. I'm not setting myself up as being the best free-to-play min-max player ever, but I've had some good accomplishments in that time. So let's take a look, and I'll show you what I've got on my account, mostly just to talk about the game and have fun. Alright, full disclosure, I have not actually been free to play the entire time. I did buy a mini mix pack like the first week. So officially I think I qualify as Amoeba. But I'm level 99, I've got some decent player power, I've got a lot of gems saved up for when I need to do fusions and other things, and I have some good progress in the game. So let's take a look at some of the different things that I've got. Now the Great Hall, I don't really enjoy Arena that much. It's okay. So I focused initially on accuracy, and I've built up some other things for the sake of missions and things like that. However, I'm a little stuck right now on the missions, a little stalled. I did get Arbiter, of course. I'm working on Romantu. However, for the missions, I'm currently on the Reach Silver 2 in the Tag Team Arena. I stay in Silver 1, and I think that's mostly due to my gear, and maybe I should rework my champions and the teams. Maybe if people have some suggestions for me, I can do that and finally get out of Silver 2, because it's not that much further until there's Silver 3 as well. So actually, I kind of want to make sure I can clear both of those before I put a whole lot of effort into it. The most recent thing I was putting my effort into was making sure I got Lydia from the Faction Wars before Shadowkin came out. And I did. So I got her a couple of months ago, and that's been great. Man, she's a good champ. And it was well worth it. So I'm going to take a look at the Faction Wars here. I've cleared them all out. We've got Undead Horde, Skinwalker, and Dark Elf today. And the Shadowkin faction is opening really soon. So if you have not yet maxed it and you're close, try to push to be able to get it. Man, that would be good. If not, then you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. But that's fair. Alright, so for Faction Wars, I've completed that. For Dungeons, I've maxed out all the keeps. If I need to run a dungeon, I run stage 20s. Man, I love stage 20s. Having the chance to not have to pick up those stupid little potions anymore is fantastic. Basically, I don't run potions though, potion keeps anymore. For my potions, I find I pick up way more than enough to max out the champs that I need to. I've got thousands of the little ones, some of them thousands of the medium ones, and I just mix them whenever I need to get a greater one, typically. Alright. What else do we have for progress here? So for dungeons, as I said, the potion keeps are maxed out. Of course, Minotaur was maxed out early on. That's easy, and I typically just run, Ray, who I have to bring through the food. And so I'm building up the other 4 champs there and running Minotaur with them. Typically about a minute. Ice Golem, of course, maxed out stage 25. Now, I don't run dungeons at stage 25. I'll run them at stage 20 or stage 24, depending on the dungeon. One nice thing about stage 20 and stage 24 is they're the same affinity. So you might not even have to rework your teams. For Dragon's Lair, I also have been clearing stage 20 or stage 24. Lately, I've started doing stage 24 because I'm tired of getting blue drops. I don't want any more rare items. I'd like to get the epics and the legendary items as much as possible, and I don't want to spend on 25. For Spider's Den, I've still been running stage 20 because I have a 13-second team on stage 20. For stage 20, I just max it out, and I've got these big hitters who do the enemy max HP hits and slam them down real fast. So that is a fun one to do, and I don't want to have to rework for 24 yet, but I'm sure I will at some point in time. At this point, though, I have way too many amulets and things to be able to max out, even without running 24 yet. For Fire Knight as well, I've cleared stage 25. I run stage 20. I don't run stage 24, although I would like to get better drops on there. This is also, Fire Knights has good artifact sets. So I would like to do Fire Knight 24, and I might start working on that later. However, in the midst of doing all the things, it's free to play. You also want to focus on the fusions. So I've made sure that I've saved up buffers. So I have buffers for each item that I might need to use in a particular fusion or other type of event. So you can see I've got Ancients, Voids, and Sacreds saved up. The Sacreds are building up nicely because I also have a 2-key Ultra Nightmare Unkillable Clan Boss team, Demitha Comp. And I'll talk about my Clan Boss teams in just a little bit. But because of that, now the Sacred Shards are building up pretty nicely, and occasionally the Voids and the books. So if you can, man, get that UNM on farm as soon as possible. I have a lot of the Forge material still saved up. I hate running Forge. It's wonderful for the money. It's good item sets sometimes, certainly perception. But who has the time to run through building all these things? So I'm hoping that they bring out those UI improvements for quality of life, and then I'll be able to run through them really quickly. So I'm saving and holding off on them for now. All right, some other things. For Arena, I sit in Gold 4, no problem with Arena. The team that I run is, let's see here. I'm going to see if there's a team that I think will not be a problem to beat. So I'm going to try this one here, 193. Now my team power is less, but it's a good setup. So I'm going to see if it'll go. Typically I win the speed race, but not always. I've been lucky to have good gear on one thing, but not on all the other sets. All right, yeah. Kimmy comes in to slow them down. Lydia hits them with the weaken and decrease defense, and Ray slams them down. Boom! Typically that's how it goes. But if I'm watching and I see someone come in who has buffs on, then I'll switch Kimmy to rip off the buffs and put a block buffs on them instead. So the champ that's really good for that is Krisk. So I actually like facing Krisk teams. If I can outspeed them, then it's typically a win. Lady Kimmy is a great anti-Krisk in the arena. Otherwise, let's see, I also wanted to show Tag Team Arena. For Tag Team Arena, I'm still sitting right now. I just changed my defense to be the proper defense. But I haven't yet started grinding it out because I'm going to try to push back into Silver 1 and Silver 2. Of course, I picked up Drexar from the bazaar there as well. But since then, there's not too much reason, except for those reaction accessories, to be bothered to do silver. So until I get this mission, until I get that mission, I don't really care about Tag Team Arena too much. As well, Clan Boss. So I mentioned that I run Clan Boss for Unkillable team. Now I started out, of course, you just find the champs that you have and you use them as best you can. I haven't pulled a man-eater until about a month ago. So 2 years on this account, had not pulled a man-eater, still haven't pulled an allure as well. So what I did pull, fortunately, was a Rosh card. So I pulled Rosh card and I used him with Torture Helm to take the stun. And that team actually got me to 3-key Ultra Nightmare, and that was good. So I was running that. I had Kreela in there as well. Who else? Grave Chill Killer and Frozen Banshee as well. So they would 3-key, and that was fine. Right now I'm sitting here with a Demitha Comp. I've got Deacon in the lead. I've got Seeker. I've got Geomancer, Demitha, and Eris as well. It's good. I mean, it's a good team, but I kind of want to try the team that I saw on Reddit where Rorik is in the lead, and who's the other one? And they have Fane instead of Geomancer, because I like to use Deacon and Geomancer in other things. I don't use my Fane and my Rorik for anything else really, so I would like to swap them out if I can, and that's a 1-key team. However, I do need better speeds, of course, on Demitha and Eris and Seeker, so we'll see if those can work out. But for now, man, it's so good to have those on farm. For Hydra, I don't really like Hydra too much. It's really complicated. I just put in my teams, and I see what I can do. So the teams I have right now, I haven't run Hydra this week, but I do have a 1-key on, what is this, normal team, my top team here. Septimus in the lead. with Cethalia, Brogni, Rector Drath, Lydia, and Ninja, and that'll one key. That'll get me to 7 million so far. But that's just putting almost no effort into it so far. So at the moment, that's what I can do, and I'm not too bothered about that. But I'll try to get better teams at some point for Hydra, but it's not a focus. Kind of right now, the thing I'm focused on is Doom Tower. So for Doom Tower, I actually accidentally ran normal the first time on this rotation, so I'm a little bit behind. I haven't yet run, who is this, Agrath, the Nether Spider, yet for today, but I'm about to do it. The team that I run for that is, let's see, Drex, Brogni, Reliquary, Cethalia, and who's the other? Need to find, here we are, Mausoleum Mage. And that's been an easy one to clear. I haven't had a problem with that. I have not yet completed a rotation on hard Doom Tower yet. However, my best so far is I think floor 90, I'm going to say 97, something like that. And I didn't beat Dark Fae on floor 80 the previous time, so we'll see if I can do that as well. I have not actually had a problem with Bommel on that rotation because I have Roshkard the Tower, as I said, and I've speed-tuned him. So let's take a look at some of the champs that I have. Now I have, let's see, first of all, let's pull out if I have a few of here that are legendary. And see how many we've got. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on, what did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's Narma. 5. What's going on? Something to switch in there. Oh, it goes down to there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 45. 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. So 52 legendaries in 2 years of playing, 25 months of playing. So on average, 2 legendaries a month. Now, some of those, a lot of those are fusions, of course, and some of them you can pick up in different ways for free. Ninja, of course, Alexander, the most recent one here, and then there have been some giveaways. Drexar, of course, and Cleopteryx as well. What's going on? So actually, I've been really fortunate where I have not pulled too many dupes. The first dupe I did pull was actually a double Roshkard. I'm not sure if you can see it there, double Roshkard. So I changed my UNM team to the 2 towers, which was a little better, and I could barely do a 2 key on that. But the problem for me is my gear. I need to run more and better dungeon levels to get better gear. That's the big problem for me. The champs that I'm most, let's see, that I play the most. Don't play Vizix much. Arbiter, of course. Bellinor used to be in the 1 key team, or the 2 key team. Versolf is in the Hydra. Drexthar, of course. Cantra started using for the dungeon clear, or the Doom Tower clear as well. Actually, let me go back to Doom Tower and take a look there. I didn't show the dungeon, the floor wave clearing team that I typically do. So I'll show you what I've got. And this is who I usually run. Lady Kimmy in the lead, as well as Bellower Stun, Elder Scarg, Lydia, and Syl. Sometimes I swap her for Contra, or we also have some different ones that we can do that are good. High control. I don't worry about taking much time. I just put it in. It runs on auto. Fine. I don't mind. I don't want to have to spend too much time. When I get to the upper levels, like the 90s, of course, we'll have to do some fiddling around and things like that to try and get past each one as its own sort of boss level on its own. And I'll try to do that. But up until then, I just want to run it. So I don't care how long it takes. I just let it play. All right. Let's see. So currently, what I do to get the most out of my champs is I don't summon them until they're necessary. So didn't need Dur the Hungerer yet, or Scabrius, have not summoned. Dark L I did get, but did not yet summon. Huntress. Yannicka I'm really close to. Vildrax, I just accidentally didn't complete that fusion. Didn't care much about Vildrax. Well, on the way to Gwyneth, and I'm sure I'll clear her, 2 months from now after the next 2 sets of secret rooms. And Euros, we're 32 shards in. Started picking up the Mithrala fragments as well. And Scion, unfortunately, I will get. I do not care about Scion. I will feed him as soon as I get him. But how on earth are you able to get 2 legendaries a month? So Focus on the fusions and the other ways that they give you for champs. So some of them are, and it really means delaying your gratification for a lot of it. So fusion champs, I've picked up every fusion since I think Rotos, except for I didn't want to get Skull Lord. I could not stand the thought of having to level up all those Skull Sworns and Drakes, and he didn't seem very good at the same time. And I did not also fuse Pixniel. And people said, maybe you should fuse Pixniel, she'll get a buff. She got a buff, still not worth it. I'm glad I did not. Did not get her. So other champs. The rest of these are all pulls. So fusions, pulls, and the free champs. I shouldn't say all, I apologize. Kimmy was the guaranteed champ. So since they've started doing guaranteed, I think the best way to run it as a free-to-play, if you can, is save up and keep a buffer of the number of shards you'll need. So for Tatura, the Rhymehide, the fusion we just picked up, I did need to tap into the ancient shards a little bit, but I've got lots of gems in order to buy more. So whenever there's a guaranteed champ that I think I want to get, and it's going to require 150 ancient shards, I can do it. I didn't yet get I didn't do the Inspector Shamal one. I had 20 void shards at the time, and I thought, well, I don't really care about Hydra that much, so I'm not going to bother. But if there's a really good champ, I'll pull it for the guaranteed. I also didn't get the Rector Drath on the Sacred. I have a Rector Drath. I don't want another. I don't want to waste my Sacreds in order to pull a Legendary, who's good, but who I already have anyway. So the way to do that is focus on just using the minimum possible for your fusions. So you do have to spend time in the game, of course. Grind up the things you have. I've got all my potions saved up. Right now I did have to burn down my food, so I don't have food champs at the moment. But we do have a champion training tournament, so I'm building them up again right now. So building up, I've got the 4 stars I've leveled, and I got to get them up, and we'll get them ready for the next one as well. So I like to, for a champion training tournament that's not connected to a fusion, I like to not make my 5 stars at that point. I save the 5 stars for the fusion events as well, and then I can make sure that I can get the champ and 5-star that. Now the big problem I feel I have is books. As you'll see, I don't have most of mine booked out. I've put a few into each one to try to get, especially if it's like a single cooldown type of thing. The most recent one I've been trying to get is Tyrants, and I did not get it. So I put a book or 2 into him and have not gotten his cooldown yet. But that's how I spend mine. Most recently, since we just got Tatura, I've been trying to get him. I typically don't go ahead and buy masteries, but I did for Tatura just because I couldn't be bothered running through him, and I have so many gems on hand just by picking this up, just by playing free to play. Let's see, the most recent pull I had was Suzerain, and he looks like he's going to be good for Hydra, and otherwise I think he's probably a little bit underrated, but I don't intend to put anything into his skills, and I haven't even ascended him yet. I will at some point in time. Let's see, so I don't know. It's totally possible as a free-to-play player to pick up a good number of legendaries. You do need maybe a little bit of luck in order to get some of these, but I think, considering we do a fusion every month, and you should be able to pick up shards and other guaranteed events or special things that they do with champs that are available for a short time, like Ninja and Alexander, Drexthar and Yannicka, who, as I'm so close to, it should be possible to pick up minimum, of course, from the fusions, 1 a month. The fusions are totally doable, even as a free-to-play, and you can still get your team punching up and get some satisfaction out of the game. So that's the state of my account. I just wanted to talk about it. If anyone enjoyed watching this video, that's great. Thanks for sticking with me to the end. I think I'll probably put out some more just to see how it goes. And yeah, from sunny, although not right now, Okinawa, I'm Oki Life. Thanks for watching.